Welcome back to Into the Breach. I'm Leonardo and we are almost done, 100% in the game. We just need to unlock the secret squad, and to do that we need to finish the achievement. So trusted equipment, need to do 3 corporate islands without equipping any new pilots or weapons. Complete victory, just need to finish customized squad. So far we did 9 rounds and every time got all the achievements, even though here it was a bit tricky. Beat the game without spending any reputation and loot boxes, which required us to do 4 islands. This time, unfortunately, the only squad that cannot be beaten in one run. Beat the game with 3 of the same mech and 3 different mechs on the same class. So I don't think the devs accounted from someone trying to do everything in one run. We'll need to do 11 instead of 10 to finish the game. This time I'll do 3 of the same mech, and they will be flying back. Going to pick very weird squad with the cryo launcher. Also I'm going to change colors, otherwise it will be very hard to organize. Also, I didn't mention that the Rift Walkers and Steel Judoka are from Archive, Racing Hugs and Flame Behemoths, Fire and Smoke from RST, Laser and Ice from Pinnacle, and Blitzkrieg and Hazardous, Lightning and Acid, of course, from the Tritus. So that's the lore. But let's start with these mechs. And also I'm going to try a pacifist run. So we cannot actually add an extra reactor, but I'm going to avoid killing any mech, so I'm going to use only the cryo launcher and try to save the buildings without killing anyone. Of course, if the mech jump in front of their friends, or if they jump on a mine, I cannot do anything. I can just pick the safest missions that I can, and that's it. But yeah, so the trick with the ice mechs is to find a way to free ourselves from danger. So if I do like this, or if I get the bump, I'll be safe, but unfortunately these leapers are blocking, so we don't need to worry about this one, but we need to worry about him. So we can just freeze and we are good, but I prefer to start freezing the mech, so we need to go as far forward as we can to try to make the mech attack us, because we have limited capabilities. We cannot do much, so if there are too many mech, they will destroy us. But the spawning rate is related, so here we lose 1 turn to repair, unfortunately, and yeah, this one is not on a line. Cannot actually, I can freeze the earth mover, so to keep myself active in the next turn I can do this. But yeah, if you get overwhelmed, we'll role play as if there are no civilians in the buildings, just a power grid. And also, if I froze the earth mover from the beginning, it wouldn't have created all this land. But when he's free, he's going to add some tiles. Also, the Mech are going to bait their friends into attacking. So we're actually okay here. And we'll be trying to recreate this scenario every turn. Also, I've removed the turn confirmation, so hopefully I won't press the spacebar by accident, but it gets annoying. So blocking and stay on top is also speedrun strat. Defend the prototype Renfield bomb, we could do it. Defend the terraformer, that's a bit tricky because yeah, we'll have will be tough to avoid killing back. Destroy 2 mountains, kill 7 enemies, that's very hard, but impossible to keep a pacifist run. So the pacifist run is just something that I'm doing as an extra challenge. The game does not account for that, and sometimes the Mech will just jump on a mine or in front of their friend's attack, so it will be impossible to save every Mech, but the key thing is I'm not going to harm them on purpose. So we roleplay as if we are in a simulation, and our goal is to save everyone. I cannot block though. So freezing the prototype Renfield bombs, which has 1 health, is actually quite a good strategy. And to repair, we don't have any way of pushing with needed Herald pilot for that. But what we can do is use the bumps like this to free ourselves. And well, Mafan does not need to go anywhere. Our strategy is blocking. Can ignore the Psion and don't need to do anything. Spawns will go away. Anyway. So it's actually quite a fast run. First island, we can take care of everything. At some point there will be too many, so I'm going to avoid high threat because we can only deal with 3. Also, I don't need to worry about, Cataclysm will be guaranteed to kill some Mech, but they cannot do much for that. Also, if I freeze someone on top of the void, they will die. But if we only use the cryo launcher and we don't use artillery or extra help from the island, we are good. So for that reason I'm not going to freeze them, but I'm going to freeze deeper. Also we have shields here to help us. Which one would be best? So I'd like to use the Firefly to free myself. You can do it like this instead of freezing a Mech. Of course we are flying, so we can go anywhere. The only reasonable tile to target the Scarab here, and that's the best we can do to freeze more Mech, is to get damaged soon after to avoid having to repair. Also, the frozen Mech will attract their friends, so we need to go literally in front of the buildings to attract Mech attacks. And here I could free myself like this, or freeze this one because it will free the Scarab. There will be three Hornets though. I don't want all my Mechs. At some point we'll take some damage. That's inevitable. Unless they all target the frozen things. That's perfect. So can I... like to convince these. Of course, they are flying, so I cannot block them physically. Yeah, I like to use the Firefly. I cannot, so yeah, I guess probably take 1 damage next turn. Also, if I freeze myself here, I will plummet into the void. And so there are still 2, but I will have just 1. So I need to hope that they attack. Yeah, perfect. Perfect. So yeah, okay. I didn't free my... Don't need to free my own. The last turn, so he'll play faster. It's a big change of pace. Block Mech spawning, that we can do. So I'll try to go as close as I can to the possible spawn points, although of course we don't know where they're going to go. And now, also regarding the spawns, the game has a 2-3-2 pattern of spawning according to data miners, but it will change depending on how many Mech. So if there are too many Mech, there will be 1 less spawn. If there are not enough, there will be 1 more spawn. If we kill 1 of these 3, there will be 1 extra spawn on the final turn, the second. But the frozen Mech does not count as a dead Mech, but also does not count as an alive Mech, so it's a 2/3 rounded down, which means that if I... Can I actually reach? Yeah, I need an extra power core to add some movement, because I could have stayed in front. Yeah. I'm going to do this. And now this Mech will not count, so it counts 0.66. Rounded down is 0. So it's as if we have 2 Mech. But if we add 1 more, if we freeze a second Mech, it will count as these 2 will count for 1, and the third one will count again for 2. So the game will think that we have 2 Mech here, and we'll add 1 extra spawn probably next turn. But for now, just 2. Yeah, 3 in total. Also, yeah, we cannot do much. Luckily, can keep blocking, and yeah. It was a close one, but now that we have all these back in the middle, we are good. Need to block 1 more spawn, also the objective, but again the spawning point is not in line with anything, so that's unfortunate. Can do this, and yeah, and we are good. I'm not sure how the calculation works, but didn't add too many Mech. Maybe they changed it. the latest update. At least we got the reactor core. Well, we couldn't have used the weapons anyway. If I'm going to keep only the cryo launcher for the trusted thing. I'm going to add extra move here, and yeah, we cannot use this power. So, and here, well, our perfect island ends because destroy the Scorpion leader is always the option, and yeah, we cannot. So with this Scorpion, actually need to be very careful not to position our Mech like this because it will go in the middle. But yeah, us in front means that we will absorb damage instead of the buildings. Can I can reach here, so it's better to do like this. And though we cannot actually reach this point, it would be perfect here, but if I don't do anything, I will get the bomb. So yeah, unfortunately I need to do this instead of blocking. Hopefully the Mech will target me after. But I'm going to stay here and hopefully bait one attack. So actually the Mech are stuck. Non-flying Mech are stuck here, even though I'm frozen. And I'm just going to keep blocking. And two more, but the Psion, no need to worry about the Psion, so we are safe. Just need to block. Anyway. First island, easy enough. Now the number of Mech will just keep increasing. So we'll see. We could buy something, but I'm going to keep only the cryo launcher. So I'm going to buy just reactor cores. Not that we can upgrade much, just L and nothing else. Yeah, it would be a perfect island, but because of the destroy the leader objective, we'll never. Now we need to decide. We need to worry about exploding Psion, but a lot of missions with mines, with artillery, and so on. Here we have a bot leader, but yeah, hopefully freeze and defend robots, that would be perfect. Actually, let's start the easy one. So I'm going to stay here. Hopefully bait an attack. Like this. Also we have the freeze tank, which can help us. And yeah, they didn't know where to go, so all in a line. This juicy combo of our mechs. So that's how you can manipulate the position of the robots. That would be perfect, and they can reach it. So yeah, the extra movement is crucial, so we can do it like this. And now we just need to freeze. Actually, let me test. I'll test it next time. So thanks to the tank, we can do it like this. And yeah, keep blocking. And now your little body here won't have an issue in this mission. Also, can I can freeze the Psion, just one extra target for the other Mech, though no one will emerge. Just one. Can I? Yeah, I'm too far away. Should have come closer. Yeah. Don't really need to do anything. So what I wanted to try is, if I get a shield, will I freeze? No. So it follows the same logic as when you damage. If you are shielded and you damage with the hazardous mechs, if I jumped on the forest, we get on fire, but with the shield we remove the fire. At the same time, if I remove the freezing self thing with the shield, then it will not freeze the water below me. Makes sense. And yeah, these in archive would be death traps for the back, since their AI is very dumb on purpose. But now it will just freeze them. So very easy mission. Yeah, they don't really notice tiles, so the borrower will probably get, if a borrower gets here, will get frozen. But the insects attack one at a time, so the borrower already knew that his friend was frozen. Like us, we can do one turn after the other, and so it since he knew, it will it was he changed target. Actually, it was the only target probably for movement. Yeah, didn't have any target because of the two scorpions. But what I want to do is just keep blocking. Unfortunately, cannot block here. Not sure if it's worth it. Prefer to stay active for the next time. So the scorpion will free us, but cannot go anywhere. This one will go here. But no, it prefers closer target. So if you are close enough, it is working quite well. So freeze mines are not helping us. Everything else is yeah. So instead of blocking, I prefer to keep this one. Yeah. So this one will not be able to go anywhere. And everyone will remain frozen. Can keep blocking or freeze this one. Just one scarab, cannot do anything. Yeah, already got frozen. Very good. Scion will burrow away. And yeah, we didn't actually drive back the back, we just left them here. Break 5 building out of the ice, that's not really happening unless, well, and with less than 4 mech damage, not an issue. But here we have Ice Storm with kill 7 enemies. Yeah, so I don't really need to worry about Perfect Island, as I said, but I still want to get the maximum number of reward. So yeah, here just one power. I'm going to do this one, seems good. And who has the extra movement? So keep it here. Let's see where the robots are going. Yeah, they like to go on the corner of the maps, which makes things too easy. Probably have a different. We tried different. AI did not work. So what we can do is just freeze them, but they're going to help us to get the mines. So unfortunately, yeah, because of the mountains, I needed to pick a side. Probably, yeah, I should have stayed on this side, since there cannot be a spawn on ice, of course. Can be a strange pod, so FTL transmitter instead of the mountain can also be on ice. It'll be broken ice, and we get to destroy the ice, get on top the same way as the mountain. Aside from that, yeah, again, Mafan is the only one who can block and hit. So probably next time I will position them differently. So is it worth it to block? Yeah, probably. To freeze both of them and lose our turn. So I could have actually frozen one building to be safer, but yeah, next turn would be 3 of us and just 2 back. Yeah, we'll be fine. The Psion freezing itself actually would be a good tactic, but yeah, not to worry. We're done. And we got Shenrong. Yeah, one fertile movement is completely pointless with the cryo launcher because we cannot move. But we can add health, but to keep the trusted equipment, we cannot change anything else. Also, you can see that we already lost class specialist, the different mechs, but yeah, we need just to beat the game to get these two. Also, we don't really need, we could actually do just a 2 island run, and that would count. Killing some enemies, defend robot factories. So yeah, we don't really need extra grid defense, and high threat is always dangerous, especially breaking 5 buildings means we need to let the Mech attack, and that might be an issue. But yeah, we don't really need cores. Just defend the factories. Actually, never. Don't remember. I believe we can freeze. If we keep the usual logic, if we freeze the robot factory, it won't keep producing cannon bots. So I like to use the Scarab. We have a choice: freezing the buildings and having our ice mech free for the next turn, or freezing the Mech leader and having to repair afterward, just delaying one. I don't remember which one put the bot out. Going to try like this. So instead of freezing the Mech, we get defrosted, but the Mech is still alive. So if they don't target me, we will get in trouble. We wanted to freeze these factories. Yeah, unfortunately they keep pumping. Maybe I should have frozen this one. And yeah, that's what I wanted. But I didn't want it. But that's when the Mech are killing their own without me moving, because I cannot move them. So they are both webbing me, but who acts first? So this one will destroy the ice, and this one will almost kill me, and the bump will definitely kill me. Yeah, so again, Mafan should have switched Mafan with one of the others, because could freeze them. Actually, I can free him like this. Yeah, there's no target. So first, let's do like this. So what I want to do is free the Alpha Scorpion and avoid the death of the Scarab if I can. I will do the opposite, I guess. And freeze like this. And like this. I get on fire, but yeah, I'm just as worried as Scarab as the robot here. So unfortunately it didn't work. I was hoping that freezing the factory was enough, but they're not machines, they're buildings. So it doesn't work in any case. So I lost one turn for nothing. But I can keep so since we froze all these Vec, they're still counting, and we got just one spawn, so I guess these two help getting less Vec emerging. Also, if we freeze the Alpha Vec, the Alpha Hornet, the Alpha Scorpion, it will get I guess less chances for another Alpha to spawn. So of course we are a harder difficulty, there are a lot of Alpha Vec, but if we get if we allow them to emerge, I guess there will be less Alpha overall, because yeah, they are still on the field. But now actually they're targeting the frozen stuff, frozen ones, so should be good. A bit dangerous. Yeah, I can free myself and actually don't really need to free myself. It will just be 2, and we are 2. 1 each. And we are good. So yeah, the freezing the factory did not work, because I guess it was considered a building, not an active helper, the terraformer and the acid launcher and all that stuff. So let's do the final mission. There's no point in adding things, so add the course. Just need to freeze the bot leader, which is an interesting self-repairing ability. If damaged, this unit will shield itself and prepare to heal. Of course, if the Vec is shielded, we cannot freeze it. And also we'll see the effect on the lava. So we unintentionally baited the borrower and the bot leader by putting my mechs like this. I just wanted to get closer to the spawning point. So we can already do this. And then unfortunately we cannot reach. 4 is not enough. We can just... Actually, can I... Yeah, I can... I almost wasn't able to freeze the Firefly. I can... And yeah, we are in a line. Since we are flying, we can just pass through without an issue. So we'll never damage the bot leader. We'll never see its shield. If we shield a Vec, we cannot freeze it. And at this point, actually, I cannot block both. So yeah, Mafan has a shield, so I'm going to block the other one. And in a building, we are good. Everything is frozen, and you can see we got much less spawning of Mech than the previous episodes, where we killed everything, especially with the hazardous mechs. So keeping the Mech in ice does not count as a full Mech. 3 frozen Mech count as 2, and the game will assume there are a lot of Mech on the field and will diminish. We'll get less spawns. Boosters would be very good, also with the bumping. Auto shields could be helpful. Shrapnel cannon don't self-destruct. But yeah, it would be very interesting, the boosters with the pacifist run. I'm going to keep... Actually, I don't know why I'm buying them, because there's no point. So I could technically use them on the final island. I'm going to do 3 island run, but we don't need reactor cores, so also we got the Chenrong plus 1 mech reactor, which I'm not going to sell her. I'm just going to upgrade defense, and that's it. This particular run we don't need to worry about scions. Beetles and diggers, it's not really much of difference, but the important thing is that in Archive there are a lot of missions killing Mech. Instead, in Detritus we can mostly move them around, but just begin with a train mission here, and maybe I could have placed them a little bit better, but yeah, I basically offered that perfect tile for the spider so that I could do this, but maybe could have done something better. So I cannot actually, unfortunately, I don't know, the spawn tiles are random, so I cannot reach unless I freeze this one, and I'm too close, so I should have left the empty tile here instead of here, or put them on a line. Oh well. So now I need to freeze the train. I can ignore the digger. I just need to freeze the train, so it's not too bad. Maybe it's best to freeze this one immediately, because I can free my mechs. So unfortunately, if I freeze this one, if I free this one, could block, but there's no target, no interesting target to freeze from this tile. So yeah, but I cannot do anything from here. So let's do it like this. At least the spider will never come out. And so if the ice get defrosted, I think the attack is cancelled. So if you freeze this one and then defrost it immediately, then there won't be any attack. The same for the spider, it will not emerge if it will break out of the ice. Now it will emerge after 1 turn. So the emerging of the spider is just the same as a regular attack. Now I have my own 2 mechs free. I want to be targeted actually, but yeah, unfortunately the digger is not helping us. It would be great to be able to freeze from here, but I just need to hope that someone is targeting me next turn. So the buildings are far away, so if I freeze the train, don't need to worry about it. And yeah, I have just one active, but yeah, no, this spider does not deal immediate damage. The digger can barely reach here. Perfect. So the spider actually helped us. The spider blocked the digger, so he could not attack. Could have reached here, so that was dangerous. And the alpha spider actually understood how to remain free. So I don't think he knows, but all the Mech come very close to us, so we cannot target that tile. The train will stay frozen, so not an issue, but yeah, they cannot move. Good thing that the Mech are targeting them, so they're keeping them occupied, even though they cannot do anything. Also, I cannot do anything because I'm stuck. So I think for later, this one is the best option. I let this hit me to free me, and not that I really need to worry about it. But I'm worried about the spider, so both archive and they try to set the spider, and webbing is a very big problem here. Yeah. But the trick is to offer targets to the Mech close by, so with the buildings far away, I just need to worry about artillery guys. The others are going to target us. So yeah, the digger cannot, now that he moved here, I cannot even reach any building, so I can ignore it. It's more dangerous, the spider is targeting us. So the alpha spider, the spiderling actually is helping his friend, but it's the last turn, so we don't need to worry. So the train mission is one turn shorter than the others, and if the train is stuck, it's easy to forget what's happening. But we just need to worry about this one, and that's it. Yeah. Can actually... I could freeze it. It's not really... It's not important. Am I stuck? This. So now we could get free the next turn, but there won't be any next turn. So we did it. Well, technically the spiders get destroyed at the end of the mission, but I don't think that count. For a perfect pacifist, the spawn of insects, we know that the insects use many eggs to reproduce, so someone gets, of course, majority gets destroyed. I'm still avoiding... I haven't killed a single Mech yet, and you can see from... even indirect damage would get me some XP instead. I'm still at 0, but so that's why I avoided archive. Let's go to the conveyor belts. So let's see. We get this one or this one with high threat. Yeah, I don't really need the extra power. I'm going to want to target here, so get an extra star, even though, yeah, with trusted equipment achievement, we don't really need stars. Let's come here, and again, cannot jump on top the conveyor belts, but the leaper can actually come here, and the digger here. Not sure where to go actually. Let's try like this. Though the leaper could jump behind us, so yeah, actually the leaper could help us free one of these two from the ice. and yeah, it came here because it had 2 targets, and it predictably came here. Unfortunately, with the conveyor belt, that's why I put these 2 here, so if the leaper came this way, I could have used it to defrost me next turn. Instead, here I cannot use it to defrost me because it will attack the clinic, which is a people's building, so not a power building granting 1. It's the same objective that grants you 1 power, you can see, but it gives you 1 star. And what we can do, actually, I like the conveyor belt because we can use them to free ourselves, but unfortunately no targets here, so I need to target this one. I need to go on top of the water, freezing water. Instead, if I stay here, the conveyor belt will, well, we'll see them in a second, or I can use them to get the bomb and free both of them later. That's what I'm going to do. No, I cannot, because this one is web. So we could freeze all 3 of them, but we won't be able to block 1, 2, 3, 4, yes. We can block. We can block, but we won't be able to free ourselves unless I do it like this. So let's come here, provide with a target, provide back with targets, and come like this. Then I will block. So ideally I want to block with these so they can free themselves next turn. Need to worry about the digger. We can freeze the digger and waste next turn freezing ourselves. Instead, using the conveyor belt, we could save the building, if not for this one, and get free in the next turn. Cannot do that. Hopefully next time. Hopefully I've frozen enough. So we'll get pushed around. And just 1 firefly with Mafan here. Like this. So yeah, we need to keep blocking. Lose 1 turn. And actually the attack simulator, which for example with the beetles it shows you where they are going, doesn't happen with the conveyor belts because we cannot stay on top of the belt. Yeah, this one will hit me and get free, unfortunately, but nothing I can do, so I won't repair. Yeah, but still 2 back, they're good. I wanted actually to come here myself. Apparently the Mech are not playing nice. So yeah, so I cannot use the conveyor belt to free myself as I wanted. Actually this one will move, even though he's flying, of course. So it will free this firefly, no need to worry about freezing it. Actually, if I freezing it will die, so I will not freeze it. So I cannot be responsible if the Mech put themselves in danger, but I have avoided archive because of the mines and airstrikes and so on, so I cannot control that. I can control the actions here. So yeah, the conveyor will push the Alpha Hornet here. So if it's frozen, it will die. Instead, if it's massive like our Mechs, we will get defrosted. That's why I wanted to use the conveyor belts, but apparently I cannot because they are all in the wrong space. So let's try Well, actually, we don't have much to do. Once we freeze this one and block this one, we are actually good. So this one will move, and yeah. In any other map, I would just do nothing. But in this map, yeah, I can take 2 damage. I want to position myself. So I could have done like this and waited for the Firefly to free myself, but I really wanted to show you this thing here. Yeah, so I got the damage, but I just wanted to show you the trick with the conveyor belts. So even water, acid doesn't matter, because if the flying Mech is frozen, it will drown, of course. But us, we take a quick dip into water and come out. But if you try that on acid, you'll see that there's no dip, no dipping, just ice, free from the ice, and still here. Instead, yeah, so it's not exactly the same as the Firefly, so the rules are a bit different, but consistent with the world. So we don't really need to do anything here. The Firefly will go away, and yeah, I don't see nothing we need to do actually. And the lesson for mech damage, we are not an issue here. But yeah, if I wasn't recording, I would have stayed here and just get defrosted by, so freeze the tile and get defrosted. Yeah, that's the trick we can do even here, up here with acid. So according to the same logic, if the hornets drown, then we would get acid because we jump into water and then come out. Instead, kindly, the game does not do that. So I believe that should be the same with the lava in the final island. Destroy the acid vats, there's really no... Well, actually, if I had Harold, could push this into water. But we are set up, we just need to hope that some Mech targets us, so it's not really worth it. I'm going to do one of the easier missions. Here we have an easy mission, but nothing too special. Instead, conveyor belts, we have seen it, we can use them. Well, not the first turn, we will be able to use them, so let's do this. And where is the Alpha Spider going to attack? So the Alpha Spider could attack here. So if I land here, I could attack this way. It can attack here. So I'm actually trying... I will stay here and trying to bait the spider into attacking this way, because yeah, if it attacks laterally, I cannot target it. Instead, if it jumps in front of me to attack behind me, that's actually is going to attack here, isn't it? So I will try to stay closer to the spawning point, but yeah, the conveyor belts are making very tough for me to block 3 times. If I come here, surely the spider will put something there. I'm going to stay here. Yeah, the first turn is usually the hardest when you have many Mech. So many mistakes, many later damage in later turns is due to mistakes in positioning. Although, yeah, you don't really need to know. But as you can see, I was worried that coming here, the spider will come too close. Instead, here is perfect. I don't care about webbing, and I've frozen the menace for the rest of the battle. Instead, here, well, couldn't do anything, and since I positioned my ice Mech here, so this Mech here would have been horrible because the spider could have webbed us here, and so completely ruined the first turn, and then probably the rest of the battle. Instead, coming here, it means that the scarab has a juicy target in front, so it's not going to attack buildings. Everything worked out only because I placed my mechs like this. So it seems easier, seems an easy thing. It's not really easy. Unfortunately, I cannot do the trick with the acid, and I cannot block. That's an issue. Yeah, so because of this building I knew that. Because of this building cannot reach spawning point. That will be a very bad thing. So I don't really need to worry. I don't really need the star, to be fair. I don't have extra reactor cores and so on. I don't really need so I don't have the perfect island opportunity if I'm not going to kill the leader. So yeah, I'm going to play it differently. I want to freeze this one, but yeah, I cannot use this trick. So what I'm going to do is actually probably do nothing. It's the best step, but so well, I need to freeze this one first, and then just come here, I guess. So I could freeze this one, but I need to reach the spawning points, and yeah, this one is not be able to block anything. But I'm afraid that with ice we won't get many spawning points. I cannot reach. So yeah, because we are freezing, we won't get enough spawns probably. So I mentioned that if you push a frozen Mech into water, it will die. If you freeze them instead, the tile gets frozen. Will be safe. Ideally, I'll stay here and freeze something, so I get free next turn. So we all move towards that point. But unfortunately, with the boulder, I cannot target here. That's not ideal. So I need to. The Leaper attacks first, so I don't need to worry about these two. I'm going to freeze the Alpha Scarab instead. So I have to give up spawning, blocking the spawns. I'm coming here to block the spider, and let's block this because it's convenient for me. Take 1 damage, that's not an issue. And I get free, so technically it's not consistent. If the Hornet dies, I would get acid. If the Hornet lives because the ice breaks under the Hornet, then yeah, I don't get acid. So it's not consistent for according to logic, but it's consistent according to rule tiles. So the thing is that if the iceberg counts as your whole mech, it will get ice here. If the iceberg counts as separate from the frozen thing, then the Hornet will not die, but just get defrosted like you. But that's how it works. Actually, I'm not in a good situation here, because again, It's a nice trick, but not very useful if there are no targets around, and I cannot even do bumps or anything like that, because there's a one long conveyor belt. I got no more spawns, so the spawning times 3 times is very easy if I get to it. Otherwise it's impossible. We didn't even get one spawn on this turn. So I think I'm just going to freeze everything, and yeah, at least we can take care of every menace, so I don't need to worry. Next turn I won't be able to do anything. We should add these at archive for moving the relics, and that's it. So yeah, the boulder dives like the iceberg. We didn't kill anyone. We failed the objective, but yeah, one more star is not really important since we are not going to kill the leader, so Perfect Island is out of the table. I'm going to do this even though some extra grid defense, but yeah, don't really need to worry about that. I'm going to do it anyway, and I hope that the Alpha Spider is going to... Actually, now I can see the turn order. So in the final mission, I believe that the turn order did not trigger until you moved, so that's a very useful help for planning your next move. So my only doubt when putting down the mechs was who attacks first, and I assumed that the turn order was not available until you put down your mechs. Instead, I was wrong, and you can already see this one is attacking first. The digger attacks before the spider. That's actually very important because the digger will probably come here or here and put some boulders in the way of the spider. So the spider is definitely going to attack this column or here, but so if the spider, so the spider is like us, artillery, so if it comes here it cannot attack any tile. So I believe I can keep it here and freeze it immediately. Instead I'll stay here with another mech, and actually I like to block, so let's play like this. So if I play like this, the spider could actually attack this tile, but I hope that it attacks here. So at this point the hornet is probably going to target 2 tiles, so I'm a perfect target. I can only hope that that's what happens. We got a pod. That's a good placement because the Mech cannot actually come here because they want to go on top of the pod on purpose, but I'm in trouble because it didn't go as I wanted. So yeah, the hornet, 2 tiles. We don't know actually if it has a preference for buildings. I think it's randomized, so it randomly picked this tile, and the digger picked this one, so the opposite of what I wanted. And the alpha spider actually, yeah, I didn't realize that it could have it can go back, so that's an issue. I really hope that the spiders attack me here so I could freeze it, but now I'm stuck. I need to change plan. So the digger is not attacking any building, so the smart thing to do is to save the power plant, not because it's best to freeze the power plant, but because I'm stuck and I get free in the next turn, so there's no point in freeing myself. I will get free next turn, and next turn I will freeze the hornet or something, whatever needs to be done. Unfortunately, we need to freeze the Hornet to save the building, or freeze the building, because even if I freeze the Hornet, we'll get free from the digger next turn. Also, I didn't realize there was double hit, so 3 damage attacks first, 1 damage attacks later, so I can ignore it. But yeah, many attacks. I need to freeze the spider as soon as possible, because that's multiplying, adding 1 back every turn. I need to freeze it, and can I freeze it so without needing to repair next turn? I don't think so. So I can use Mafan to freeze the spider, but then yeah, there's not a spot to do this. So yeah, if only I could target the tile behind me instead of the second one. So yeah, that's a bit of a problem. I can ignore the spider and freeze these two. Maybe it's the best solution, and just hope that the spider will not stop web me again. That's risky. Yeah, unfortunately, if only the spawn was here, it would be perfect. That's very dangerous. Yeah, eye threat are not a joke. I'm going to try this, because if I don't freeze the digger, I will this one will get free. I'm going to do it and hope that the Mech target their friends. Next turn I will have just 2 Mechs. Not sure if I can do it without damage. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So perfect, that's targeting me. Exactly what I wanted, targeting me. So I've been lucky, because the spider could have targeted here. But now I'm good. Well, actually I'm stuck. So I can freeze this one, or the spider. Not out of the woods yet. I wanted to stay here so the spider would free me. So what I'm thinking is that the equation free Mech and free Mechs. So I can at this point, if I move here, I won't act next turn, so it's best to just do this and get free next turn. Like this. So hopefully they still keep targeting their friend, their frozen friend. But next turn I will have 3 Mechs, so maybe I can take it. The digger is completely stuck. He could destroy the time pod, I don't really care. I don't really need to worry about perfect rewards, since I'm not killing the boss. Now, this webbing, so I left the spider alive and actually helped me, so it blocked the Hornet. Though I cannot actually freeze the spider. Well, yes I can. So I need to go up here. I can freeze the spider. So let's see what I can do. I get free next turn, perfect. Targets the cocoon, I can completely ignore that, because the cocoon won't hatch, so freezing it means is equivalent to a cancelled attack, and the spiderling egg hatch into a spiderling as an attack. So it is immune to smoke, but if it's on ice, its attack that is hatch into spiderling is cancelled. So it will not hatch this turn, it will hatch next turn after 1 turn that recovers. So what I'm going to do is save the time pod and especially save avoid if these two get defrosted is the end. So I get free next turn, ignore this, worry about the spider, and I still cannot deal with the alpha spider though. Yeah. So I could freeze it, but acts last actually maybe. No, I think the webbing goes away immediately. So if the webbing went away at turn 10, the Hornet will not be able to attack, but fortunately that's not the case. So I could free my own, but if I free Peter here, I won't be able to attack next turn, so we'll get frozen next turn. Instead, if I attack the spider, so I'm stuck, but next turn I will be able to attack, or I can actually freeze the scarab now and no, I think it's worth it to keep it alive for next time. So yeah, I want if I froze the scarab, so that egg won't touch, so I don't need to worry about that. I don't need to worry about the spider. I can't believe it survived all this time. So it's not attacking, it's going away, I don't care. Spider, no need to worry, no need to worry, need to worry about this one. And not attacking again. Very unfortunate Hornet, webbed twice. So also for the same reason that the shield protects the hazardous mech from the tile from damage, it shouldn't freeze the tile. Not that I need it. I can do this. I don't really need to do. Yeah. I don't need to do anything special. Not attacking. Not attacking. I'm going to freeze the spider just because to protect it, because it will get destroyed otherwise. So we are all frozen, but they will go away safely. Nova kill. Yeah, so this one will be destroyed one turn later. That's it. That was very close. So high threat, you need to get lucky and position your Mech very, very well. Agon Mortar, not going to use it, but it's a ranged class, useful to move actually. For now, yeah, still need think about powers later. So just one more mission until we complete the trusted equipment. We cannot destroy 5 goods, but yeah, so it doesn't matter, we lost 1 star here. Important thing is to actually this one would be probably easier than normal. So I really want to freeze the spider. So I'm going to stay here, here, hoping that it targets me. Here, so the spider cannot add something laterally. So it could add something here. So I'm forcing the spider to stay in front of one of my mechs, hopefully this one. Don't need to worry about other enemies, just the spider. If I take care of the spider, I'm good. And of course, went to target the one. I don't think it was on purpose because, yeah, the Mech act one after the other, but maybe the spider realized that I was in trouble and came here. But anyway, I don't care. The important thing is that I can freeze it. I'm curious about so the large goo will jump on top of the buildings, but of course we'll not jump on top of our mechs because we cannot destroy our mech even if it kills it. I think it will get defrosted, so yeah, 0. So that's actually better for us. Really like to block, but yeah, I don't have any target. That's fortunate. I can just stay here actually. Instead of blocking, I can freeze something and then get free next turn. But yeah, I think I'm going to... I need to freeze the Hornet. So yeah, as the shield protects us, protect the tile from damage, as protect the mech. So the tile remain in water. Yeah. So I want to get free from ice next turn. It's between freezing the corporate tower and blocking a spawn. Maybe it's best to block a spawn. Just one more tile would be perfect. Can just change color to the ground tile, unfortunately. Let's see what happens. Yeah, I'm free. The tile will stay white. And the spider is blocked. So I just need to block the goo and I'm good. So actually this mission is probably easier than the normal, because normally you kill the goo and it splits in 2 and then into more. Instead here we are just going to freeze it. Again, that's very unlucky. Again, cannot block. Well, I can block and cover this one, but first the spider is doing me a favor because I can freeze this and free myself next turn. This goo is going to be frozen. Maybe I can get here and be a target for a mech. Yeah. So even though the ice cannot contain it, it's still frozen, and you want to move, won't be a problem anymore. I keep blocking though. Hopefully the Leaper is targeting the Hornet next turn. So it's more important to keep your mechs active next turn, because you can always freeze it next turn. That's perfect. Well, not really perfect, but almost perfect. So this is one of rare cases where the only way you can deal with 2 enemies with just a cryo launcher, if one is attacking you and the other is attacking a nearby tile. I can do this and I'm good. The spider is going to free his friend. I cannot allow that. I can block though. I can block. I think it's worth it to block, because yeah, I need to count again. If the spawn tile was here, it would be perfect. Instead, it's not. So I'm going to come closer, freeze the spider, so leave the leader alone. Then again, I could freeze and then lose the last turn. Instead, if I block, I will still be active next turn. That's what I'm going to do. Add ice to the boulder for no particular reason. And we should be good because the enemy attacks first and the bump will come later. So if the bump came earlier, of course we would be dead. 5 damage. The order is crucial. We are good. Kind of hard to surface now, isn't it? Yeah, perfect. No need to worry. We are good. And can even repair for perfect mission. Well, perfect mission according to pacifist standards. That's the good thing about adding an extra challenge. During the code, there's an extra difficulty called Chaos Hard, I believe, but they never implemented it because you can see one extra Mech makes the situation impossible to solve. So let's take a look. Raining Death, a dangerous projectile, definitely not going to do that. Rocket Artillery, classic, already did it in the random squad. Wind Torrent is one of the overpowered weapons together with the version of the cryo launcher, I don't remember how it's called, the one that freezes everything. I'm going to buy Wind Torrent. Rock Accelerator, no. Can I get... Actually, I don't really need extra cores now that I think about it. I will add the Wind Torrent, boosters, and maybe auto shields. Yeah, these are zero experience, so I could actually... I'll add Chenrong. Yeah, there's really no point in keeping these two. And I'm going to add grid defense. So 2 more and we get... Actually, can we do it? I'm going to sell it. Yeah, grid max. So here we have maxed out, plus 25 overpower bonus. We can get plus 9 from overpower bonus, 49%, so almost 1 in 2 hits is safe. But if we sell it, we cannot buy anymore. But let me set up the Mech. We'll move the final. You can only overpower your power grade to have an additional plus 25 defense. Tutorial so far into the game, because it almost never happens. But with the undo button that they added, is actually possible to see that dialogue. I've never seen before because I never powered up the grid so much. 1 extra percent will change the final battle. So I'm going to keep it like this and just leave the island. And we get trust equipment, finish 3 copper talents without equipping any new pilots or weapons. So now I'm going to do the final mission, since we already did a bunch of 4 island runs, even though yeah, we are on par with a 30k run. But that's a perfect score for 3 islands. And now we can equip someone new, but we don't really need it. So I'm going to add Chenrong here, maybe. We get the extra reactor, but don't really need it. And I'll add the Wind Torrent just in case. I'm going to use it if it's in a really bad spot. I'm going to mainly use the cryo launcher. I'll keep them as insurance, basically. And so that's the perfect pacifist for 3 islands. But unfortunately, we cannot keep that up. The final mission by design, when you come here, there will be hazards, the volcano. Actually, we have been quite lucky. Firefly Leader and the Alpha Crab. So I'm going to stay here. Hopefully, no grid. Of course, I don't know where the pylons are going to end up. So I'm going to stay here and bait the Mech. Yeah, getting closer to the Mech. Actually, yeah, unfortunately, it happened exactly here. Didn't want to see that, but yeah, one extra hard part of the final island, that there are always buildings on this side, on the Mech side, and yeah, the volcano here is not helping. So if these buildings were on top of the board, it would make the final run much more easy. But so the crab actually is targeting us sideways. I thought going to come here, but yeah, we cannot see. For fairness, we should be able to see the spawn tiles when we land, especially for the block 3 island objective, which sometimes I forgot. often they are too far away. In this case, they're perfect, and I need to care about this one. So I'm still going to ignore. We could add boosters, we could drown, but I'm still going to keep Pacifist Run alive. So I'm going to freeze everything. Also, if we got the secondary weapon with a freeze effect that we have with the hazardous mechs, that would make the final battle, this final battle, much more easy. I'm not sure if I want to block this one or this one, maybe both. I'm definitely going to need to block the Firefly leader, but also need to target. Is it going? So this one is going actually to be lava, and we can use lava just as we used ice, water, and acid on the last island. So 3 damage, we would be alive. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is first come here, because to save these 2 buildings so we can take damage. We've got already the perfect score. We didn't need to role play as if the buildings were power pylons and get extra damage. So surprising, I was able to deal. So by knowing the enemy, the Mech AI, I was able to deal with all threats. I need to reach here though. So I'm staying here to occupy a spot that the Mech is a very dangerous spot for a digger or something like that. I do like this, and actually I have sidestep, but it's not. It's irrelevant when you're frozen. I mentioned last time. Cannot repair, of course, just movement. As you can see from the arrow here, the action is the white dot on top. So we would get defrosted anyway by the lava, but this crab is not going to kill us, even though Charang acts so tough. So the lava is actually very helpful, but as I mentioned, I skipped archive for this reason. I cannot control environments, so this one is dead. I cannot do anything. Freezing won't save us, won't save him, and I could push him. So I could do like this and try to save him, but it's very quite hard. And every direction there's something bumping the power pylon, and that's beyond what we can do with this game. But we definitely can keep blocking, keep defrosting on top of the lava. It's a cool portrait. But I equipped the new pilots more for the lines than because I thought that could be useful. We are still missing a few pilots, so I'm going to do extra rounds in the future to cover all pilots when I learn about extra challenging. So a wind torrent is very powerful, but it's more powerful to kill the Mech than to save them. And not possible to save this one. Also, it would make the final battle very hard for us. Not worth it. I'm going to target this one and get free. So now I can. Like Rosen will deal with it later. We won't deal with it. Just leave it there, and now we can sidestep properly. I could have actually targeted this one. I can target it like this. So I will be free, and actually you can just block. Unfortunately you cannot do anything for him, and just stay here. I could use the boosters, the second weapon, so plus 2 XP. We ruined the perfect pacifist thing, but it's inevitable on the final island. Also, the fire cannot help us because when we freeze, the tile will go away, of course. So again, I could have saved the scarab with the secondary weapon, this, but I cannot save the Alpha Scorpion here, so there's no point. It's a limit to the challenge. So I can just jump and keep blocking. Just need to check among all of this that I do not get on top of actually I would get on fire because the bump will destroy the shield and then I get on fire. So I still have the action, but I'm not going to do it. Okay. Get 2 kills. They're inevitable. And we got just the Psion, which landed exactly on top of the volcanic projectiles. Unfortunately, this means that we get freezing it means that we get the Psion tentacle, we get damage, so I need actually to repair, but we survive. And also it can help us, maybe in the second part, it can help us get defrosted. And Mafan actually needs to stay still, because without the shield we'll be dead. Yeah. So actually the psionic attack would help us. My main issue with Mafan is that we cannot see what he's saying, so it may be cool for an Easter egg, but if you are going to use it consistently, it's it's a bit annoying. Peter is just going to say the obvious. The special pilots have more interesting lines. Oh well. Yeah, unfortunately, no comment from Chenrong. So let's see what we can do. We can always freeze the bomb, and that's only a matter of luck. So if these 4 vehicles were attacking different tiles, maybe their code is prioritizing our mechs. It's a matter of luck in the end. Also, I'd like to get defrosted, but I need to use the Alpha Crab to free one of the other vehicles. I can use the Alpha Hornet. So let's see, if I come here, freeze this one, come here, freeze the crab, get defrosted by the Hornet, and then actually I can, I can block. That changes everything. It's a very good turn because I will be free next time. That could have been very, very bad. So luckily the bump frees me, frees me, because it's very good to block on the second turn because the tentacle will destroy the spawn point, but if I'm frozen I will be dead. So we are still haven't used the secondary weapons, so that's good. A bit of luck, a bit of good positioning, and now I need to just block this tile. I can reach it. So I can, unfortunately don't have targets. I'll do this because the Psion is going to yeah, to kill in 2 turns is going to kill the bomb. So if I'm not killing the Psion, I need to free the bomb, to freeze the bomb. So where can I go? Can I go? So yeah, on top of the lava is a perfect way. So it seems, yeah, it seems there's something on top, but it's just the paint on top of our mechs. So on the bottom of our mechs. So we didn't freeze lava. We are in a very good spot. Where can I go though? Here, probably better. You can ignore the tyrant, but I cannot. If I lose the shield, Mafan is dead. If I lose the shield, Mafan is dead. So need to be very careful. Cannot block with Mafan. And I need to save the bomb because, yeah, 2 more damage. That's the tricky part. Also, like us, if I try to attack here, you get defrosted instantly like myself. So there's no point. Instead, I can keep freezing the bomb. Yeah. The most logical thing. So I went here hoping to get something to be more central, but actually the spawn point ended up down here. So what I can do is keep freezing the bomb, and that's it basically. That's the trick to survive without killing the Psion Tyrant. I could try to, so as I said, I cannot freeze him on top of the lava, and there's no point in wasting time in freezing the Tyrant. So I would get 1 damage from the tentacle, 1 damage from the spawn. So with the upgraded, without the upgraded health, would be dead. The same time, repairing and cryo launcher is actually the same, so it doesn't really matter. The only thing I can do is, yeah, I'm not an auto repair bay, but I make do just to see what she was going to say. Yeah, just stay here hoping targets at me. We're good. So no more kills actually. Yeah. 1 kill, but I have no control. I'm good. Can still say I'm a pacifist squad. Last turn will survive, just barely. So I cannot use the tentacles like the lava. I'll need actually do like this, not that it matters, but say there was a chance that the bomb malfunctioned for one last turn, then I would be good. Let me see if the tentacles, no, the tentacles are doing like this, so I'll destroy the spawn. We'll stay here. And yeah, we are good. Barely survived that. It's the most dangerous enemy if you can't kill it. But we did it without any grid damage. It's been a pleasure, team. If I see your counterparts, I give you regards. It's a slightly creepy way of putting it. Well, time travelers, see you all on the other side. Peter keeping it real. And we're done. Mech Specialist. Beat the game with 3 of the same mech. Flight Specialist. 3 flying mech. Can do any length. And Complete Victory. Beat the game with all 10 primary squads. If just the last objective were different, the last achievement could have done everything in just 10 runs. But I need one more, they'll pick special squad to do that. So keeping the pacifist theme alive, I need class specialist, 3 different mechs for the same class, so you can guess that's the last achievement we'll need, just one, but I need to do one more run. We actually did 3 2-island rounds, 3 island run and 4 island rounds. So not sure what I'm going to do next, but yeah, it's always tempting to go for 30k. This time we stopped short with this squad, but yeah, I didn't use these weapons, so they were insurance, but I never used them. No damage. Next time an even more pacifist squad, so you can guess which class I'm going to pick, the science class. But for now, thank you very much for watching. Take care.